Okay, so welcome guys to my channel. So people have been asking me about the cost of living. To be honest, it's hard to tell the cost of living because it's dependent with how many people are you and where are you really residing, because the cost they differ from a coin to coin, especially if something that is rent, it differs. How many rooms are you renting and where, in which town, etc, all that, it depends. But basically maybe you can somehow have a feel, because this is a county which is close by London, and this one room is going for £950. And I just want to show you how the room is like. So these are the rooms that they call like studio, because it's a self-contained studio. It basically comes with everything: the bed, the kitchenette area, the toilets, etc. Everything is in that self-contained, so you don't really need to share with other people. So, and then it's going for £950, including all the bills. So the Wi-Fi, heating, electricity, water, council tax, everything is included in that £950. And so this is the room. So let's go. So this is the kitchenette area. So in the kitchenette area, you can see there's a small refrigerator. I'm not gonna open, but it's just below the hobs. So this is the kitchenette area, and there's also a microwave there. And then there's also a drawer, a cabinet where you can actually put some things here. I'm not gonna open these doors, guys. And then there's also another door this side. And then above there are also some other doors, and even above that you can actually put some other things. And okay, so this is the kitchenette area basically. Maybe 2 meters, yeah, 2 meter, maybe by 1 meter. That's the kitchenette area. And this is the working area. So there's a small TV there, and these are it's my working equipment, like that big screen, small screen, and then the laptop. These are my working. And then just behind, I just had to put these air fryer, multi cooker, and then a jug there, and a blender, because of the spaces. You can see the kitchenette area is already full, and also these things couldn't really fit in those cupboards. So sometimes when I'm using, I have to move them from there, because there are some laptops, TV, which is a bit sensitive to steam, etc. So I'll have to move them and put them here, use them, and then return them here. So you can see it's just too tiny. So that's my working area. So from my working area, just behind the scenes, just behind the working area, is the bed. So when I'm actually working, I have to make sure that I put a background, especially Teams video calls, etc. So that one. So this other side, there's 2 cupboards, to the right and to the left of the bed. This is the bed. So the bed is theirs. Mine is just the linen, like those sheets, etc, but the bed is theirs. And so this is the other side of the bed basically. So from that, there's also a mirror here. So you can see there's a big mirror, okay, which is also a plus. So the mirror is also theirs, it's not mine. And here we go. So towards the door, there's also in wardrobe. So there's the side for hanger, and then the side to also just place some. So there's actually a lot of cupboards here. And so there are 2 doors. So that door is the door going out, and then that other door is the door to the bathroom. So the main element of the cost of living, as you can see from this house tour, is the rent. So if you are considering to travel, or you are considering to relocate to the UK, one of the things that you have to consider is the rent. So it basically depends on the county area where you're staying, also the quality of the house, etc. But then you can realize that if you're a single person, there are other options, like where you can actually just go for a shared apartment, and that way you save more, because most of the times it's either maybe your rent is actually taking 25% or even up to 50% of your whatever that you are earning, now depending with how much you are earning. So you just need to make sure that you are considering this as a key factor, especially when you're considering to relocate to the UK. Otherwise, that you're going to get, the bulk of it, if not all of it, is going to go to rent, and then the other bills which comes, like the council tax, the heating, because especially when it's winter, you need more heating. So you're going to see that it takes the bulk of your rent. So sometimes when people are saying, oh, we don't really have money, yes, you might be earning like 2,000, but then you can imagine after earning that 2,000, and then 950 is going to rent. So at the end you are left with 1,000, and then if you are to then add the bills on that, add the food, add the transport cost, you'll see that your net disposable income at the end of the day, it's literally very, very small. And sometimes you're actually in a worse position than you were actually maybe from your home country. So rent then becomes a key factor if you are considering to relocate, especially to the first world countries, be it Australia, America, UK. It's a key factor that you need to consider. So as part of considering the rent, what you can consider is you can consider location. As you can see that different locations, it means different rent, so you can consider location. But then as you're also considering location, just all know that because the cost of living is low in that area, it also means the salaries are low, which is kind of a trade-off. So maybe what I've seen other people doing is you can either maybe get a job, work in London, but then consider the local around areas, right? The other counties that are not in London, but you can actually travel to that area, which is something that you also have to consider, like, okay, the transport costs, etc. So it just needs to be strategic, guys. Otherwise, most of the times, it's not a better option to actually go in the first world countries because the cost of living is just too high. So sometimes it's either maybe you end up saying, oh, okay, I think it's not about money, it's about professional experience. Otherwise, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Thank you.